Am I the a-hole for being vulgar and not having sympathy for my dad's affair partner when he left her? To begin with, I'm fully aware that my dad is a scumbag. I love him, but I really don't like him much. I'm 19, he's 67, and my mom is 42. Yes, those are the right ages. My dad left my mom when I was 10 after cheating on her with a 25-year-old named Deborah. He's always made good money and, to his credit, paid spousal and child support without complaint. He was also a very present father. He showed up to every recital, every game, every school event. He took me on amazing vacations and even invited my mom on a few of them. Like I said, I love my dad, but I see him clearly. When my mom was 32, he started cheating with Deborah, her real name because screw her. She wanted to be a kept woman, and my dad wanted younger attention. His first wife had died when he was 27, and I honestly think that loss broke something in him. Ever since then, he's been chasing some impossible version of happiness, never satisfied for long. He dated constantly, then married my mom when she was 22 and he was 47. He got her pregnant right away, and that's how I came along, his only kid so far. Recently, though, karma made an appearance. Deborah had to undergo a double mastectomy, and my dad didn't handle it well. He stayed around for a little while, but then he bailed. Just left. From what I know, he isn't seeing anyone new, but Deborah is completely shattered. She tried reaching out to me, saying she was hurt and alone and didn't deserve to be abandoned like that. I laughed in her face. I told her that if she wanted sympathy, she should look between shit and syphilis in the dictionary. That's where she'd find it. Apparently, that wasn't enough humiliation for her because she actually called my mom to complain about me. My mom, being the saint she is, told me I didn't have to be rude and that breast cancer survivors deserve compassion. I get where she's coming from, but I don't agree. Deborah made her bed when she slept with a married man, and now she's shocked that he's the same kind of person with her. I saw this ending from miles away. How she didn't is beyond me. I don't feel sorry for her one bit. In my eyes, she's just reaping what she sowed. Yuck. Can't get past the age gap. Not gonna lie, he looks good for his age, but I know the reason young women like him, my mom included, is his money. Not the a-hole, but why is she calling your mom? Your mom is a better woman than me for simply picking up the phone, because, She's been my stepmom for a long time. Her and my mom have a truce, I guess. If your mom put emphasis on you not needing to be rude, what she basically did was the most polite version of agreeing with you. My own mom did this when she was called to the school because my brothers said the Pope was an absolute prick. We went to Catholic school. She said, "Oh, I agree, he should not use crude words." Nothing about the opinion itself. Everyone happy. Anyway, not the a-hole. Good for her that she found some sympathy with the women whose family she wrecked. Next story. Am I the a-hole for not including my daughter's half-siblings in things with us and not getting them stuff? 10 years ago, I had a relationship with a woman who I did not know was already married with 3 kids. She never wore her wedding ring whenever she was with me, and she posted nothing on her socials. I guess I just trusted her and didn't check. Oh God, how stupid was I? I would absolutely have not even looked at her if I knew she was in a relationship, let alone married with kids. My mom cheated on my dad and destroyed our family, and I would have never intentionally done anything like that to anyone, ever. Eventually, she got pregnant just a couple of months into our relationship, and when she was in her 6th month, she sat me down, broke down, and explained everything to me. I was mortified and ended everything with her right then and there. I couldn't live with myself, so a few days later, I did some digging and found her husband. I told him everything. He absolutely deserved to know what his wife was doing behind his back. I kept apologizing to him and saying I had no idea she was married with kids, and he just thanked me for being honest and telling him the truth. Apparently, they had still been active, and he thought the baby she was pregnant with was his. They ended up going to counseling for the kid's sake, and they stayed together and kept the baby. When she was born, we did a DNA test, and she was mine. We ended up having 50-50 custody of her once she grew out of having to be breastfed. Her husband didn't hate me, but he absolutely didn't love me either, and he was distant with my daughter. He never got her anything or included her in any family vacations. Instead, she'd come stay with me. So in return, I never got any of her other kids anything, and that was fine with everybody until a couple of months ago. Back in July, I took my daughter, my wife, and my son on a 2-week family vacation to France and Italy, and we took the kids to Disneyland in Paris. My daughter knew about it for months beforehand, and she's a huge Disney princess fan, so she was so excited and talked about it all the time. Apparently, her half-siblings got jealous, and her mom tried convincing me to take them as well. I refused because 3 extra kids would be insanely more expensive, and I had absolutely no reason to take them in the first place. She kept calling me a greedy, selfish a-hole, and even offered to give me some money to take them, but I still refused because it wouldn't even cover the cost of 1 extra kid, much less 3. And again, it was a family vacation, and they're not my family. The vacation came and went, and they're still whining about it and making my daughter feel horrible about it when she's there. I'm consulting a lawyer currently to see if I can sue for more custody because of it. Am I the a-hole here? Now for the comments. Not the a-hole. You need full custody. This situation and this woman are bad for the daughter. How will the current wife be? My wife loves my daughter and she loves her too. She's an awesome mom to our son too, and I'm going for full custody. Not the a-hole. Make your daughter's mother fully aware that had the roles been reversed, her stepfather would have happily left her behind. Your daughter's mother needs to suck it up, although I would consider full custody. I am looking to get full custody. My daughter hates her mother's house, and they hate her. Get your kid out of there. Rooting for you. Pray for me. I'm doing everything I can, but screw the system. Next story. I was the other woman. I got what I wanted. Now I'm miserable. Well, honestly, I'm so embarrassed I'm afraid of writing this, but it seems like the only way I'll be able to fully realize what it has come to. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but it started out as the usual. Girl meets boy in a rocky relationship. He told me all the right things, and my stupid, insecure self thought that he was all that. Manly, unappreciated ex-Marine who has the weight of the world on his shoulders. We had so much in common it was scary. He knew just what to say and I ate it all up. Well, he left his girlfriend, treated me like a princess, came to live with me. I met his parents. They loved me. I met his friends. They adored me. I loved the feeling of a happy home and having someone that actually helps and listens. Obviously, it started off in the worst way. I've never cheated, but I thought it would be different. I gave him everything she didn't, right? It was for about a year. Then slowly things changed. I've never looked through his phone. I don't have the password, but he gave it to me for a game and I opened Instagram. And there it was. Messages for gun bunnies, OF accounts, etc. Talking about how he was lonely. Photos, not nudes but showing off. And the worst, the deleted ones, with his ex, with another girl that I also know. I know what I'm in for. I should have known better, and I do. I haven't said anything. I acted like everything is absolutely fine. Something broke in me. I look at him funny now. I can't kick him out yet due to my financial situation, but I will take my time planning exactly what I will do. In the meantime, I will make his life a little more miserable, just enough to make him start questioning things. I've never done something for revenge. I don't usually even keep any ill will toward anyone. Those things just do us worse, but this time, it's different. He was there when my mother had a mental breakdown and tried to end me. He condemned everyone that didn't treat me right and told me how much more I deserve. I would have done anything for the high that he gave me, and now he did all of those things right back. I'm absolutely to blame, don't get me wrong. In no way am I trying to take that away. I did this to myself, and yet I'm the angriest and most apathetic I have been in my life. The fact that he played the victim, building me up just to do even worse, is something I can't comprehend. That is my truth off my chest. I won't do anything now. I already know I can fake everything until the time is right. It won't be anything to physically hurt him, but I will play the long game. I'm too embarrassed to tell this to my friends and my family is pretty much non-existent, so here it is. My husband left me for another woman. Kept saying he was going to leave her and come home but never did. Lie after lie. Now, 5 years later, his side piece has breast cancer, treatable, and has undergone chemo and radiation therapy. She will fully recover. He couldn't leave her, but didn't want her anymore, so he took to cheating again. The woman he left me for has no idea that she's being cheated on. Not my circus, but if you're with a man that was in a relationship when you met, then don't expect him to change. You're not that special to him. Yup, people say a man just needs to find the right woman, and then he'll be the man he needs to be. But the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior, and people can't magically break long-standing behavioral patterns. And if you're the side piece, you're rewarding their cheating behavior. The fact you're plotting revenge makes me doubt you've grown from this experience. What would you do? I know it's toxic. Had I read my post some time ago, I would have made the same comment. At this point, I hate myself as much as I hate him, and I'm stuck in this situation for the next months at least. I think my feelings will only get worse given the circumstances. Planning your exit in the shadows isn't revenge. It's smart. However, making his life miserable isn't necessarily the most healthy for you. Personally, I'd check myself out of the relationship. Don't be intimate with him. Don't make plans. Do things with friends instead. Don't act like everything is fine either. Let him go about his life, and you go about yours. As far as how you got together, it doesn't matter what his previous relationship was like. Doesn't matter what his sob story was. If he was unhappy, then he should have left before you ever got involved. Sadly for you, it's a live and learn situation. If they'll cheat with you, they'll cheat on you. That is whom he is, a cheater. Also, at this time I don't see a point in reaching out to his ex. She'd probably just tell you how they are still communicating, etc. Not to mention, doing so now may come back on you with him asking why you reached out. So unless you're ready to confront him, I'd leave it for now and do it after you end the relationship. She does deserve an apology for the pain you helped cause. So, I'm not good with confrontation, but he is. I know that if I just confront him, chances are that I will leave the confrontation feeling insecure and crazy. I don't feel stable enough to have a debate with him and actually be able to prove a point. I don't have evidence, and I'm sure he will delete whatever is left if he feels me pushing away. I don't trust myself in this situation. I'm afraid I'm going to be weak and let it go. My plan is, as soon as he goes away for work, usually for 5 to 6 weeks, I'll start to prepare the guest room for a flatmate to be ready when possible, and maybe even start looking for potential roommates. The lease is in my name and I can change the locks while he is away, but I will need the money for the next rents in case things don't go as planned. My rent is about 60% of my pay, so I'll need to make some arrangements to be safe beforehand. I don't think he will lay a hand on me. I grew up with an abusive dad and I don't get that from him. To be honest, if he does decide to do something like that, I'm done for. He is an ex-Marine and he had his toys. I don't know anyone who would be successful in restraining him. Well, there's a very low chance of this happening. He is more of a sob story / emotional manipulation type of a-hole. Last story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to apologize to my dad's wife because she felt let down I didn't make a grand gesture of embracing and accepting her at their wedding? My mom died when I, 21 female, was 12, and my dad met his wife when I was 15. He married her when I was 16. Not gonna lie, the day was kinda hard for me. It wasn't easy seeing my dad marry someone who wasn't my mom, but I loved him, so I made sure to smile and keep the sadness away from the day as best I could. Still, my dad knew, and he didn't push me to be more involved than I was. The wedding was small and low-key anyway, so there wasn't anything huge for me to do. Until a couple of weeks ago, everyone thought the day had been a success for my dad and his wife. But during a celebration to remember my mom, my dad's wife brought up a grudge she had held against me for not making a grand gesture of embracing or accepting her as my family and a mother figure at the wedding. Apparently, she thought I had something planned for the day that would make her feel welcome and wanted by me, and like she was loved. She had convinced herself it would happen and was let down when it didn't. She said she felt even worse when I didn't mention anything about it after their wedding. She first brought it up as a throwaway comment about grand gestures not being my thing for others when I made something for my mom's grave. My dad asked what she meant, but she was like, "Oh, nothing, nothing." I was confused by it too, but we moved on. Then when we were having dinner, those of us who knew my mom said something about her, and I said that I'd always love her and wish she was here to see the woman I've become. Then my dad's wife made a more direct comment that, clearly, I can express my love easily enough. My dad asked what she was doing, and then she said what she had expected for the wedding. She said, "Clearly Kez didn't love me when we got married, because she didn't make a point of expressing or showing acceptance of me at the wedding." Then she said she had expected some kind of grand gesture of acceptance and love, because she was becoming my new mother figure, and thought I'd be glad to have someone else for the girl stuff. My dad asked where all this came from, and she admitted she had held it against me since the wedding. When it was just me and her, she told me I could apologize and it would start to make up for it. But I told her there should have been zero expectation for me to do anything like that, and I wasn't apologizing for something I never agreed to or even suggested I do. Then she said, "So you still don't love me?" I grew frustrated and told her she had way too high expectations for what I'd do for her. I pointed out that I had known her for only a few months when she married my dad. Her grudge has now grown because I didn't do the grand gesture and didn't apologize years later. She said I'm disrespecting her and her marriage with my dad. Am I the a-hole? Your dad's wife is out of order. Hold a grudge because a teenager who lost her mom didn't give her a grand gesture? Is she a narcissist or simply delulu? As long as you were not disrespectful or rude all this time, there is nothing to apologize for. Not the a-hole. Very high expectations from what I can tell. The whole mother figure thing too, because I never said she was one to me. I don't think my dad ever has either, but she assumed I'd look at her as one. I've been polite and friendly with her. I wouldn't say she's my favorite person, but I made the effort to have a good relationship. She did this on a day that you were using to remember your mom. I would tell your dad to keep his wife in check, or they can stay the heck home. Like what? She did. We got together with a bunch of mom's family and some friends to celebrate mom, and then she just wouldn't shut up about what I failed to do for her. And none of your mom's family stopped her? They couldn't stop her, but they did speak up and tell her she was wrong and that it wasn't the time or place for any issues she had. They also pointed out that I was 16 when she married my dad and should not have had those expectations placed on my shoulders.